Hello all, welcome back to the another project session. So today we're going to see about how to create and custom API. So we're going to see about the REST API architecture, and we're going to use the node.js and MongoDB to integrate and to implement this REST API architecture. And also we're going to test this with Postman. We are not going to build up the front end, so we're going to build the custom API and we're going to test it with the Postman. That's what we're going to see. So the things that we actually need is we need a terminal and Node.js installations that you need to do it before itself, and that's it for we need and all other things. And we need a Postman application also. You can download it all from the internet. Okay. So now let's get started. So before getting into that, let's see what is REST and what is REST architecture is. So basically, whenever we are building in a backend application, so it should have some architectural style, and REST is also an architectural style. So which introducing that entirely is a new architectural style, and everyone is using that. Basically, REST is going to be like comes under the concept of if everyone using the same architectural style, then the documentation is must be very easier, and also everyone can able to implement and work on the APIs, various API without any hassle. That's what it is. So now today what we're going to see is going to be applicable for all your other application also exact same. Okay, let's see what about REST architecture route. Okay, let me get architecture and just say routes. So we will get some of the sample routes here. So let us go here and similar to this. Yeah. So this is what. So whenever if you want to learn a backend language or anything that you want to implement with your backend application, so basically what we will do, we will start to create a CRUD application, right? So we will create a CRUD application and we will implement whatever we want to do and everything we will do this. So basically this REST application giving is the way how to create the architecture style, how to store your data in the database. That's what it is. For example, if you have an URL, okay, so let us consider this one. We have a long URL, that is fine. And if you have a website, let me consider www.twd.com. This is going to be the website. And if someone clicks on a button, that is basically a block button. Okay, so what happens? The URL change. So if the URL is changing, what is happening? So in this URL, it is going to be the HTTP verbals, and basically it will use it to get the data from the database and the server that is works based on the responses that we're going to do. And what is here is going to happen? It is going to show me all the list in the blocks. So basically, this is what it is. The REST API architecture is, and here they have introduced some other thing. So now also we're going to build something similar to this. Okay. So if I just go for any routes, it need to show me all the things in our data. For example, let us take an e-commerce cart or an article sharing website, anything that you can consider. It's going to be have the same architecture style. So if someone goes for this routes, so that is going to be the base route which contain all the list of the blocks. In case it is a blog website, it's going to contain all the list of blocks in blocks, and it is going to have a new. It shows a form to make a new form. So basically, this is not needed now because we are not going to have an front end implementation, so we don't want this. So basically, if you go for new, it is going to open up a form to add a new thing. Okay. So if I want to add it, I need to post some information there, right? So what is the post information that I am going to do? So that is going to be happens in the same blog website in the blog route with a HTTP request of post. So this will help us to add a new block to the database. Then redirect to some other page. Once it is added, I just want to send successful like that. Okay. So basically this to get all the blocks, and this one is to get it is used to post the block. That's what it is. Okay. And here you can able to see this colon ID. So what is this? So it is we are right now we having a list of blocks. Let us consider we have a 5 blocks and you want to route to a single block. You need to go for a particular block. Okay. So that is what this is like narrow downing to your particular identity. That's what it is. So here it says that show info about one block. So it is going to be exactly same in all the cases. If you are building e-commerce site, if you want to implement the cart, then it's going to be same. If you want to build a blog, it is going to be same. If you want to build any CRUD applications or anything that you want to implement the restfulness, it is going to be the same. Okay. So this is going to get a single blog post. That's what it is. And here we're going to have a single blog post edit, and this one is also we don't want it because it is a form that to edit it we don't want it. And here you can able to see a put request. Basically it is used to update a regular block. And here we're going to have another http verb also we're going to see, that is going to be a patch request. Okay. And you can able to see a single route deleting that particular blog is available. So basically what we going to build is a route that is used to get all the blocks, a route that is going to post a block into the database, and a route to delete the entire block. Okay, so deleting the entire, cleaning the entire database. That's what we're going to do. And once that is completed, we're going to see about how to narrow down in all the list of blocks. I just want to narrow down into a single block. That's I want to see. And then I just want to edit that particular block that I want to discuss. And I just want to change anything that I want to update, that I'm going to see. So basically here we're going to see about two verbs. One is put, another one is patch. We're going to see the difference between them and how can we implement that also. And we're going to see about delete routes. Okay. So delete is going to be two routes. One is deleting the entire database. One is deleting a particular data, a particular block data. That's what it is. Okay, so this is the summon routes that we're going to create, and we're going to form up an architecture style. We are also going to create something like not blocks, an article sharing similar to blocks. That's what it is. We're going to create it. First one. And second one is it is going to be same for everything. Like I say, if you want to create an e-commerce, a route to show all your products, okay, a route that used to post like add a new product, a route that is used to narrow down to the single product and their details, a route that to edit the quantity or quality, a particular value that you want to edit it, you can edit it, a particular uh, data that you want to delete it, or cleaning the entire data. So it's going to be exactly the same. You can implement wherever, okay, wherever we want according to your functionality we're going to do. And these, okay? So these are all the things. So this is the thing that we're going to achieve with the help of node.js, mongodb, and then we're going to see work with the Postman to testing. Okay, so we are not going to implement it in the front end. So we actually don't want any template engines or anything that to integrate with the front end part. We're just going to use the Postman to see whether the request is getting on. Okay, so we don't want to worry about that. Okay, so yeah, basically let me show you that. Okay, so what we can do is, let me create a file. Okay, go for here. Okay, and I just going to inside this project, I just going to create a file, a new folder, and that we can name it as, and we're going to name this as article, or we can say a dogs API. Okay, we're going to create a dog API, dogs API. This is what our project is. Not only this, we're going to see how can we handle our own GitHub also. Okay, so how can we implement the GitHub and how can we use our GitHub perfectly, and but finally where we can push it, and everything that I'm going to show you here. Okay, so this is the file that we're going to work. So right now we need several things. Just open the more option. So you can able to see I downloaded hyper terminal. So basically I will tell all the tools that I'm using for development. You can also check out that in the internet. So let us go here and go for hyper terminal. So because the Windows terminal, if you are on Mac user, that is completely fine. But if you are on Windows terminal, the code will not work. So I will suggest two terminals. One is either hyper, it will be very good terminal. You can easily install it. Just go here and you can able to see how to install the recommended version and everything. You can install it. Or else I will recommend in very good another terminal. Instead of hyper, I will recommend go for Git Bash. Okay, so this is going to be a git bash. It's going to be a terminal that will use it to allow us to integrate the Unix command also. So we can type the Unix command easily, cross-platform commands that basically help us to in solving all the cases. But in our VS Code, PowerShell, or anything Windows terminal, we're not going to work. So you can download this one. Even if you download Hyper, you need to do a little bit extra task by integrating this git bash with your hyperterminal. So integrate git bash. Okay. So for I don't want to confuse you, so I'm not going to use hyperterminal. What I'm going to do, I just going to right click and I'm going to use git bash. Okay. So you can download the git bash. Okay, easily. Every installation is going to be very easy. You can download it. Okay, and you can able to see here we have this file. Okay, and right now nothing is here, empty file, nothing is here. So what I'm going to see is here we're going to write some comments. Okay. So the first command, what we're going to do is the package manager npm init, or you can use yarn also according to what package manager that you want to use. You can use it. Okay. So just going to say npm init, and I just going to say the package name is going to be dog API. Yes, of course. Version is same. Description nothing, nothing, nothing. Just give entry right now. That is fine. Yes. Okay, so we have this one, and let me add the node install. Okay, fine. So now what we're going to see, we're going to discuss about the git init. So this one is going to initialize the git project here. So yeah, this file is a hidden file, it will not show here. That's fine. So now we're going to see about how to work with the this one. So I'm just going to say npm install. Okay, it is going to install all the package manager that is actually need to start up our server. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. We have this package and package log to use it. So now what we need to do is we need several things that we're going to install it now. So what are the things that we need is I'm going to install npm. Okay, install. So instead of giving normal install, I just going to want the express. So that is the backend framework that is going to help to create the routes for us. Okay, and we're going to need a body parser, body parser. Okay, that's we need, and we don't want any template engines because we are not going to integrate the front end as I mentioned here. And but we need, and another thing is mongoose. Okay, so we just want this mongoose package. Basically it is used to connect with the, it is a forum that is will sorry yeah, so it will help us to connect with the database and those things, it will handle it. So I'm just going to install all the things. So once it is installed, we will, that's it, we will sort of to work on. So before that, let me keep this git bash here, and I need a terminal also. You can see the node module is installed. We need a terminal also because I just want to work with some other thing in that one. So what I'm going to do, not I'm going to use this one, I'm going to use the hyper. So I highly recommend go and install an hyper, and you will get a very cute and neat terminal that will be really useful. Okay, and for getting this git bash integration, you need to do a little thing. Just search it, you will find out. Okay, you just want to paste some code. That's what you need to do with it. Okay, and right now you can able to see this git integration. It will be already there, and we are in docs API, that folder we are in. So what we going to do is now we installed all the three things. So here it will be there. I will explain how to start the other things and everything. So first we just go here, and another thing is this one. So basically we are using three things. One is a terminal, and we are using the git bash and also the hyper. So you can also work with hyper. You can also do the code with git bash also. Okay, so I just going to, this is our file, and we're going to have this one. And now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a file that is going to be my app.js. Okay, and I just going to set up the local set, and I just going to do all the things. Okay, so here we're going to use the ES6 module. So if you want to use ES6 module, make sure that you come to this package.json and use the type, okay, as module. Just set the type as small. Okay, so this is one thing that you need to do it. Okay, so that's one thing that you want to do it, and once you set it, you can go here, and I can simply say import whatever the thing that we want. Just want the express. I just want to import it from express like this. Okay, just mentioning it in small letter. Okay, this one, and I just want to use import body parser. And one more thing is that the body parser is right now it is integrated with node. You don't want to install, you can just directly use the body parser things with the express thing, but I'm going here. You can use the latest version also if you want it, just a small correction. Okay, and another thing is we want two things, actually three things. I just want the connect from the package called mongoose. These three things we installed. So in mongoose, actually there are a lot of things is there. I going to destructure it, connect. I just want the connect. And what are the other things that I want is I just want the schema, make sure the caps is the S, and I just want the model. Okay, so these three things is needed. I will explain why we need this thing and everything. Okay, right now set up the server, the basic server. I just going to say const app equal to express. Okay, so this is going to be our server. Okay, and the what is the next thing that we want to do is I just going to say here app.get. Okay, and if someone comes into our root, just say request and response. Okay, and I just say res dot set. So simply app is going to be our express. If someone is coming to our local host, any no parameters or no anything route, someone landed in our server, the localhost server. So if someone is requesting to come there, what is the response? What is the response? It could be, the response is going to be, I just want to say welcome to the blog, sorry, dog API, dog API. So this is going to be my server. And the next thing that I want to do it, and the server need to listen to somewhere. So that's the listen port. So I just going to say 3000 is your port that you want to listen. And if it is successfully listening, I just want to say request and response. If sucks, oh sorry, I just want to say function. So it is a callback function. So if the port is successfully landed, then it is going to be show it for us. Okay, and I just going to say server is listening like this. Okay, so now you can either use your terminal, and here you can use node app.js like this, and you can check, you can see what we are getting. So if you install node, you can use the file name and you can able to get the listening. So it is telling that server is listening, which means server is successfully set, and I need to check that, right? Let us go, and I just say localhost 3000. You can see we are getting this welcome to doc API. Successful, done. So now what I want to do, the next thing is I just want to work on with the other things basically. So let me go and implement one by one, and what are the things that we need. Okay, so in architecture style, what we need, the next thing is going to be our block articles. So I'm going to create an get docs. That is going to be my URL, get docs, or I can say docs. Okay, so that is going to show me all the list of blocks that are available in my database. Okay, clear? So before that, I need to create a database, right? So let me create a database, and I hope that you just be going to see follow my code. That's what you need to do to integrate with your database. So what are the things that I'm going to do is, first thing we need to set up this express. We set up the body processor also. I will tell where we are using the body processor. We're going to use it in the Postman. In our case, I just say app.use. Okay, and here we're going to use body parser dot URL encoded. So actually the body processor has three things. One is URL encoded one, basically the information that we are submit in the form. Okay, That is the URL encoder. In our case, we're going to submit it in a, not going to in a form, but in with the help of Postman, we're going to pass the information uh, in a form. So that's why we need this. So it is going to be there, and we have JSON and so much of and another thing is also there. Three things is there, and you can use it. In our case, I just want this one, and the next one is going to be you can set the static file and everything, but right now we don't want it. So now what I the next thing that I want is I just want to use a connect. Okay, so basically you can see the mongoose and you can able to see the connect option, right? So basically this connect, what it is going to do is it is connect to the MongoDB database, but we don't know what we need to add it. So first of all, you need to install MongoDB with you, install MongoDB locally, and once you install it, it will also ask you to download the graphical user interface of MongoDB that is called as MongoDB Compass. I have MongoDB Compass. Let me show you. So once you install MongoDB, you can able to see Compass. This one. So you can able to see this application. Basically, this is a graphical user interface of your database. Okay. So let me show you, and you can able to see this is the one, and you can able to see this is the port that what actually you're going to serve. So what I'm going to do, this is the port actually I want it. I just going to cut it down and I'm going to paste inside here. So this is a port I want to connect it, and give a slash and tell what is the database. Okay, so the name that you want to create. In my case, it is going to be a doc API. Okay, so just a minute. Okay, so in my case it's going to be a doc API, so I just going to name it as doc API. So this is going to be my thing. Okay, so before that what you need to do is you need to start the MongoDB server. So for that I just going to click this three dot and I just want the file new tab. So here I going to use it. So this one is used to handle all my node.js thing. Okay, so the server thing and everything, the coding, the node.js part I'm going to handle, and this is for MongoDB. Okay, and I just going to say mongod. So this is the command that you need to write to start your MongoDB once you install the MongoDB. Okay, so if I write it, the MongoDB server will start. Okay, and once you see everything, once you type it, and if there is no duplicated error, and you can able to see something like this initial stand listen, then that is fine. You can able to connect that one. Okay, so now before that I just right now I just going to save it, go for MongoDB, and right now I just going to connect it. And once I connected it, you can able to see this. There is no such thing here. Okay, so no such thing here. These are all the database. There is no such thing called which one, a Mongo, like a dog API, right? It is not something like here. So what we need to do? I need to run my file. I just going to comment off. I just going to say node app.js. Just going to run, and once it is listened, now let us come and let us give a refresh. Right, and we once we set at this, and let me see what all other things that we can handle. Right now our server is started, so now what we can do is I can have the node mod. So I just going to install the you just want to download or the install the node mod also. So node mod is basically it will automatically do all the changes for us without doing this. Okay, so right now this is going to be, you can notice that this dog API is not yet added, but it is going to be added very soon once we integrated all other pods. Okay, it's going to be that, and you can able to see this local host, right? So instead of local host, it is a pretty old one, so you don't want to write this local host, it is show some deprecated error also. So what you can do is you can use the name like this, like the number that came for localhost, right? So you can use this one. Okay, so you can use this one and you can save it here. Okay, this is fine, pretty good. Okay, so compared to all other things. Okay, so instead of this you can type that one and just give a connect, and one we're going to see all the data and everything. Once we done the other things, we're going to see it here. So now let's see, and let me go and add quickly all other things. So basically two more things is there. for our database. One is the schema. So schema is nothing but what are the data that I going to, what are the type of data that I going to store it. So how to structure your data. That's what schema is. And model is basically going to be the collection of your structures, collection of your schemas. That's what it is. Okay. So let's see how can we build the schema. Okay. So in my case, it's going to be a const dog schema equal to, and I just going to say new schema, and here I just want the name of the dog. Okay, let's say name of the dog, and I just want to give some tips. Okay, so these two things I just want to say strings. Okay, so here you need to type the data type, which model that you want to. So both are, in my case, both are string. And if you want to add an ID, that is going to be a number, or you want to add an object, there are so much of things that you can add. So this is schema, and this is how our database is going to be added. So the next thing that what I'm going to create is going to be basically the model. Okay, so what I'm going to say, const dog. Okay, I just simply say dog equal to, and I just say model. Okay, so here you need to type small case. I just going to say like dogs dogs info, like this. Okay, and the mongodb, it is going to be our table name, and it is changed this to plural form. It will automatically changes this to a plural form and also a capital letter, so you don't want to worry about that one. And here you need to add the schema, that which schema that the table is going to follow. So in my case, it's going to be a dog schema. Okay, so that's it. Once we done this one, okay, once we done this one, let now you can able to see, once we connected successfully, you can able to see doc api. So this is our database, and you can able to see this one doc. I mentioned the name as dog info, but it's automatically changes to dogs infos, right? So yes, it is automatically changes to plural form, and you can able to see no data is there. So right now there is no data is added. We all know that. So there is no data is added. I want to add a data first. Okay, so what can I do now? So either I can add it manually, okay, or we can add that later. So now this is our database successfully connected, our terminal, our everything is there. The one thing that is missing is Postman. Okay, so I just want to say Postman. I'm opening my Postman application, and we're going to look into the developer or the browser also. But Postman is what while we needed, because we are not going to have anything. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this one, and I just going to say hash. Right now it's going to be it out. This is going to be this file, http localhost 3000, right? So I just going to say here. So let me explain how to handle the Postman. So you can able to see the verbal http verbal here. We're going to perform this get, post, put, patch, and delete, all the four things. So basically, if I run this one right now, you can see in our home route, we're going to have only one send, that is welcome, right? You can see what we are getting, welcome to doc API. This is what we are getting. So in our external browser, so we are getting that. So right now, what we're going to do, we're going to create another route that is going to be our docs route. So if someone asks the docs route, what it need to do is, right now it's showing error because nothing is there. That is why that there is no error in the name of docs is there right now. That's what it is. You can able to see that in the browser also. If I ask the docs like that, so I'm just going to set up the another docs, and it is going to show all the thing that is all. It is going to list down all the things that is inside my database. Right now nothing is there. Okay, let me click. Okay, so what we can do is we can just go and create the routes. Okay, so we can create two routes. One is get route and post route. Okay, so what I'm going to do quickly, I just go here. Two things I just going to say. One is I going to create an app dot route. So I don't want to write every time app dot get, app dot post, everything. I can just say this is the route that is going to be my docs. This is going to be my docs routes. and inside this doc routes, I just say dot get. Okay, inside this route, I just say get. Okay, so if it is a get, and I just say function request dot response. Okay, rest dot send. I just going to mention all doc information, all doc info, like this. Okay, so now let me check it in the Postman. We have this, and I'm just asking for what is docs, and you can see we are getting all doc info in this particular file. And if I go here, and if I just type slash docs, you can able to see all doc info here. So basically right now I need to get all these three things from my database, but right now nothing is in my database. So first let me create the post one, and then we can move on to the next one. So I'm just going to say dot post a function, okay, that is going to contain request and then response. Okay, if someone from this slash doc, someone posts something. Okay, what I need to do that, first I need to get that data, and I need to add it to my model, which means add it to my table, and then I need to just add it to my database. That's what I need to do. And that data that should follow name and tips. Okay. So basically we don't have any forms. So what we can do is you can able to see this body, right? And you can able to see this form URL encode. So here we can use this one as our form. Okay. And make sure that you need to give whatever the schema that you have mentioned, you need to pass it. For example, in our case, the schema that we have mentioned is name and tip. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just going to say name. Okay, I just going to add, this is our key. I just remove this, and I just going to say name, and the name is going to be, let me add the name as any dog name. I can say like puppy. Let us go something like this, and I just going to say tips. Okay, check the spelling and everything, it should be same. And yeah, and here I just going to say um, very good dog, very good. Very good talk. Okay, so now what we going to do, we need to change this verbal thing to post. So now what I need to do, someone from this doc route post something. Okay, so a form is submitted, and that form contains a name and tips. Okay, I need to get that. So how can I get this? So for our console, in our post, I can get that by using this body parser. So this body parser is the one that is going to helpful for us. So what I'm going to do, in my console.log, show me, you need to use request.body. So it will contains whatever the data that are sending, it will be centered inside this object only. Okay, and I'm asking for what is request.data something. So uh, now what I'm going to do, here I just going to click send, and once it is sender, right now I just go to the browser, and you can able to see we are receiving an object, and the object contains the name and tip of the person, right? Actually this is the one that I want to add to my database. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so right now we want to, instead right now what I want to do, I need to fetch the two things separately, and I want to add it here. Okay, so I can use the destructuring. I can say const name and then tips. Okay, equal to request dot body. Okay, I destructured the values here, and now I want to add the data. So add the data to the MongoDB. So how can we add this? So you need to add the data to the collection. So I just going to say const new dog info. Okay, equal to, I just say new. Okay, so you need to use the new keyword and use the model name. The model name is going to be the dog. Okay, and here you need to add the two things. Okay, so how you need to add, you need to add exactly same title, the schema, that is the name. Okay, I think, sorry, I messed up. It's going to be the name that we entered in our schema, and this is going to be we are getting. So it's just going to say name. Okay, and then tips, we are getting from the tips. Okay, and once we get this, we need to save it. So what I'm going to do is I just going to say new doc info dot save like this. Okay. So now let us go for the MongoDB database. Just give a refresh. Let's just add this one, and you can right now I added it. I just clicked here, and I just going to remove here, and now let us refresh here the data. You can see an object is created, a new entry is successfully added. Okay, so this is how we send the data to the database. So now what I want, this is relay I want to do. You can see the post, it is still running the server. I need to send it. If something is successfully added, I need to say successfully added to the Postman, then only the server need to stop, otherwise it is keeps on going like that. So what I'm going to do, I can use this async and await function. Okay, because this adding something into a database is going to be uh, time consuming function, so we need to create an async. Okay, and I just want to async, this is going to be an async function, and here I just going to say try out this try catch method, try and catch method. Okay, try and catch method, because I don't want to overload it. And remember, the catch method, they removed the parenthesis, you don't want to enroll now. So I just going to say try out this. Okay, and wait for this one, this is going to be the await. If it is successfully added, okay, and sorry, if it is done, if it is successfully done, save it, save this await. Okay, once this is successfully saved to the database, then I want to say rest.send added successfully. Okay, so this is the response that we will get once the data is added to the database. And else, if it is any causes that it is not added, and I just want to send a response, not added, check the server, check it, not added, just simply not added. Okay, so now let us go here. Now let me add some other information. Instead of puppy, I just going to say German like this. Okay, and very aggressive dog like this. Let me click this one, and you can see now there is not rendering every time. You can able to see the status is 2000, which means our status is success. Within 42 millisecond, we added our data to the database, and it is consumed what a kind of byte, and you can able to get added successfully status also. Let us go here and just give a refresh. You can able to see this one. Fine, we successfully added it. So now the routes for post is done, we can able to add it. So now what we need to build, we need to get all our routes. So for example, if I change this one to get, okay, and if I just ask for something, you can able to see we are getting all doc info. I don't want this one, I want to get every doc information. Okay, I want to get, actually I just want to get the these two entries. That's what it is. So what can I do? Let us go here. Inside this get route, it is going to say, and the same process we're going to follow. It is also an async function. Async function. Okay. And here I'm going to use, I'm using try catch and then async function. You can use promises and then method also. I will going to use that also. You can implement it. Okay. So just say try and then catch. Okay, so the try is going to be, I just want to get all the information from the database. So for that we need to use some MongoDB work, okay, to getting the all the information. So how can I get that information is, I just going to say const docs info equal to await. What I need to use is of the doc in the collection doc dot, not doc schema. You just want to say doc dot. You need to use a method called find. So basically, this find method, you can able to pass parameter what you need to find like that. But if you leave this as an empty curly braces or empty, then it is going to return all the data that is inside the particular table. So here I can mention it in a comment. It will returns all the data. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so what it is going to do, it is basically going to return all the data. Okay, so return all the data. Okay, and once it is returned, once it is successfully get, what I want to do, uh, okay, once it is successfully sent, what I want to do, in the respond I need to receive this one, right? So I just say rest dot send what I want to send into that one, that whatever the data that I get, that I want to send to the postman, and I need to display it, right? So I just go here. So now let us go here and let us ask for here. Now I'm asking this one, you can able to see we are getting the all the data that we are having here. Okay, this is our get route, and if it is not found, I just say rest dot send no item found. Okay, this one. So the next one, what it is going to be is basically the delete route for this one. It is going to use it to delete the entire thing. Okay, so how can I do this? Well, you can create another route that is basically the delete route. Okay, so this is going to be an async, and I just going to say a function. It is going to have a request and then response, and you can use arrow function also according to your wish. And I just say try, it's going to be a catch. Okay, so this is, I just going to say uh, delete route. What I need to, what we need to do is, we can simply say uh, here where, yeah, right here, here I just say avoid or dogs dog. Basically the characters you need to give it in plural, that is fine, but right, okay, fine. Article dot, you can use a method called delete many, and this will delete everything. If you don't enter any parameters, then it is going to delete everything. Okay, so I just want to delete everything, and once it is deleted successfully, and I just want to send res dot send all datas are removed. Okay, this is used to clear, or else res dot send, I can say failed to delete. Delete. Okay, this is the thing. So this one we will check it a bit later, or else we can check it now also, no problem. So what I'm going to do, click on here, delete, and if you are in this route, it is going to delete all the information. So let me check. If I click it here, you can see all data are removed successfully. So it is telling in my database it is removed everything. Let us go for the MongoDB compass, refresh it. You can see my data has come to back to the form, nothing is there. And if I try to get something in my database, it is going to say basically an empty, nothing is there. So what I need to do, I need to post this one. So I'm just going to use this post. Okay, so basically this is a form submission data, that's what it is. And if I just post it now, now it is successfully added. Now let us go and get that in our database. In my database we are getting this one. Now if I use delete route, that will delete everything, that's what it is. So we have successfully set the first three things that we need to set. One is get all the things, add a new thing, and then delete many that we added. So now what we need to do, if I want to narrow down, I need to go and get a particularly one data. Okay, for example, I need to get only German. I don't want to go for puppy. I just want to only get German. How can I do this? So narrow down into the data and editing a particular value in the data and deleting that particular data. Okay, so this is the three tasks I will need to add. So let me add another task that is going to be a puppy. Okay, very cute, like this. I'm just going to say post, and I'm just going to say set. Okay, successfully added. Go here. Let's see get. Let me add it here, and we are getting this two data. Okay, so now what I need is, if I say give slash, okay, and if I add something, okay, so basically that is going to be by name, okay. So if I add, if I say puppy like this, okay, so if I give the name of the puppy, I just want only the details of that puppy dog, okay. If I just enter it right now, you can see we are getting error because no route is set for that. So how can we set it? So if I give puppy, I need puppy information. If I give German, I need German information. So how can we set that? Let me go and let me set that one. Okay. So let me go here quickly and start to set. So what is the route? Default route that we're going to see is, I just say app dot route. Okay. And here it is going to be, if someone calls for docs slash, okay, and if you want to add a dynamic route, because if it is puppy, I need to get the puppy one, and if it is going to be a German, I need to get a German one, right? I need to get the value. So for that, you need to give this colon and just say doc names, doc name, okay. And here I just going to create the get route to get that one, okay. So what I'm going to do is, basically we can able to get what the user is calling for, we can able to get it, what is he is calling for. And what we can do, we can find it, we can add a find method, and we can give an right now we don't add it pause any filter, right? We don't pause anything here, so we can pause and filtration and we can get that particular data. That's what it is. So I'm just going to say dot get, okay. So dot get, it is going to be my request, and then it is going to be my response, okay. And I just going to say const, I'm just going to say custom doc info, okay, custom doc info equal to, so to get this value that is entered by the user, that is in the URL, you need to use request dot params, okay. So this will use it to get this one, okay. So params dot and whatever you have entered here, okay. So let me see that whether we are getting or not. I just going to say console dot log, okay, or we can say rest dot send here, rest dot send, okay. We can get it in the Postman. So what I want, I need to say the custom dog info, okay. So this one, I just want this, not the string, I need a variable. So let me see we are getting or not. So I just say here we added puppy, so here it need to return puppy. So if I just added, you can see we are getting puppy. And if I added German, okay, and if I click here, and you can able to see we are getting German. So that's what it is. So that's we get it. Right now I need to pass this one to check in my database whether the data is exist or not. So I just going to say try, okay. I'm going to try something, and I just going to say doc dot find, we want to find one thing, so we're going to use this find one method. It is going to filter down to a particular thing. The name is equal to custom, so the name, it is going to go inside a particular data, and it will check whether the name is equal to the URL name that we are asked for, okay. If it is so, if it is equal, if it is find the value, okay, so once it is find the value, I'm going to say dot then, okay. So here the promises I'm using, I'm just going to say the particular doc info, okay. I just want to send it if the particular doc is exist, okay. If it is true, if it is exist, then it is going to be true. If it is true, I just say rest dot send, okay. What is that? I just want to send the doc. Else if somehow the dog is not found, okay, and I just say not rest dot send no data found, like this, okay. If the doc is there in database, we will get it. If the doc is not there, we are not going to get this. So now go for Postman, and if I just ask for German, it is not going to return only the German and also the information, the entire object it is going to be sent, okay. So it is going to say error connection refused, let's see view it in the console, and it is having some error. So I think we added the try catch method, I missed out on. Okay, I think we don't want this one here. Okay, we just remove this one. Okay, let us go here. Now let us give another request. You can see we are getting the German with the ID that is in my database and the tips that we are having here. So if I give puppy here instead of German, puppy, and if I just click here, we will get the puppy information. But if I give any other dog, for example bull, I just say bulldog. Okay, that is not in my database. So if I search for it, you can able to see no data found. Okay, so that's what it is. So we have done with that, narrow down into a particular one. Now we're going to look into another one, that is going to be our put and patch method. So basically what is put method is, put method is used to change something. So if you want to, if you update it, the entire object will be updated. Okay, so that's what put is. So right now we need patch method, so I'm going to use the patch method only because it is going to update a particular thing only. So I'm just going to use a patch. Okay, so that it's going to contain, I'm going to use the arrow function now here, request dot rest. Okay, and here I just going to say, if I want to update a particular thing, so what I need to update it. So I just going to say, first of all, dog is my model, is going to be my model, and I just say use the method called update, not many, update one. Okay, and here I just going to use the first parameter, basically filtering parameter. So which one I need to update. So if the name is matched with the custom, if the name is matched with the uh, if the name is matched with the this one, request dot params dot dog name. Okay, if it is matched with the dog's name, then what I need to update, well, I need to update the particular value they updated. Okay, so for that we're going to use a mongodb method. So that is going to be a set method. You can see this set in mongodb. We go here. So basically what it will do means, so when you are working in an array on object, okay, you need to update a particular value. This dot set method is really helpful. So let me see, you can able to see this in an example. So this is a product info, they have someone is added. You can look at this quantity, and they added something else. But the only field they want to change is, they don't want to change the ID, they want to change something called the quantity, details and tags. So these three things only they need to change. All other things remain to be same. They don't want to touch it. So you can use this set method. It is basically change that particular value. Okay, so you can use you can, it is going to change. You can able to see the result is going to be only the quantity and details and tag is changed, not any other thing. So that's the case. So now what we going to do? Now what I going to do? So I just going to use this dollar set. Okay, and I just going to pass the request dot body. So what will happen if I pass request dot body? It is going to return an object. So with that is going to contain the title, and then it is going to contain, it is going to contain the sorry, name, and it is going to contain the tips. Okay, if the name, if anything is changed, then that values get changed. Okay, I don't want to write it anything. That's what it is. And we have done. And once it is successfully updated, okay, I just going to use, then once it is successfully updated, then the particular result that we are getting, okay, a result, if it is we are getting any result, okay, then I just want to send res dot send. If anything is modified, we need to get the result, right? If anything is modified or not, that's it. So in my, I just say send the result. Okay, so that's what it is. Here I'm just going to do here, that's itself. So just go here. So now what I'm going to do is, I just want to modify a particular information, okay, in the particular data. So for example, I just go here. Okay, and here I just going to use puppy. Okay, and I'm asking for what is puppy, and the puppy, it is telling, okay, we mentioned a spelling mistake, just a puppy. Okay, we are getting this puppy. And now what I want to do is, I just want to only update in this very cute dog to very smart dog. So what I'm going to do, I just going to remove this one. Okay, I just remove this one, I'm not going to update, I just deselected it. And here I just going to say cute dog to smart dog. Okay, and I just click send, before send, you need to add that method to a patch method. Now I just going to, now this is going to be a patch route, so it is going to update the particular value that we updated. Only this item is going to be changed. Okay, we updated it. Now you can able to see we are getting the result. So the acknowledgement is true, which means successfully updated. Modified count, it is modified one thing. Okay, and matched count, one thing, like one item is matched and one count is modified. So now what I can do, I can go here and I just click into get, and let's see what happens. You can see puppy still remains there, and the small dog is like the Q dog is changed to small dog. So this is how you need to change a particular value if you want to change a particular quantity of a record or anything if you want to build an application. So this is a patch method that you can use. So now the final thing that is going to be our delete method. Okay, how to delete this particular route. So basically the same thing. We just say delete. Okay, I just going to say request dot response. Okay, and here I just going to delete that particular route. So how can I delete this? I just say dog is my, okay, schema. Dog is going to be my schema, and I just going to say delete one, and what I want to delete. So delete not many, delete one, delete many, delete everything. So here you need to tell what you need to delete. So if the name is matched with request dot params dot doc name, so the URL name that it is matched, then what you need to do it, okay, when it is matched, then you're going to delete that, and once you delete, send me the result. Okay, and I just going to say if the result is successfully deleted, if the result is there, if the result is successfully deleted, then res dot send item like deleted successfully, deleted info, deleted the info, like this. Okay, else res dot send error, error in deleting, like this. Okay, no, I don't care about the spelling mistakes that we are done here. Okay, so we having this. Now let us go here. Instead of this, I just going to say delete. Okay, and I just click this puppy, and you can see deleted the info. Now I just ask for to get puppy, and you can able to see that particular information is not found. If I go for my dogs route, not puppies route, I just go for the dogs route and look into that, that particular puppy data is deleted. Okay, so basically what we have did, we have did all the 7 things. So this doc routes is going to get all the doc info, and you're going to have another info that is going to be the post method, that is going to be add a particular method into that uh, database. If I check it, a new information is added successfully. Okay, so we have created it. Now if you want to delete the entire database, you can delete it, or else if you want to narrow down based on their name, you can, based on their anything. I just go for name, I just say based on their name, if it is found, if the match is found, then it is going to return that particular information. You can see that. And if you want to change anything, if you want to change smart into very noisy, like this, a particular information that you want to change it, you can update it with the help of patch method. If you just click it, you can able to update that. Okay, so once you updated that, and now if you check this one, you can able to get very noisy down. So this is getter, and then next one is if you want to delete that particular information, you can delete this. So basically we performed 6 operations. There is one more operation is there, that is going to be the put method. So basically what is the difference between patch and put? So in patch method, if I just updated this one, only this value is updated, all the values are remain, right? It remains the same. Even though if I don't pass any value here, if I updated it, all other things are not going to touch, only that particular value which is has changed, it is going to be changed. But in put method, what will happen is it will change the whole thing. It will going to change all attribute. For example, if you don't pass while changing, you don't pass this one, it is going to replace the previous object with the new object. Okay, so that is the thing. Patch method replace a particular way, and put method is going to replace the previous value with the old value. So that thing is going to be the same thing. So that is what your task is. Write down the put method also and create your own API and use the Postman wisely to check all your routes, and that's it. Then send it to one front end developer and integrate with your template engines. And basically right now we are getting it in URL. So basically we need to integrate these links into a buttons or a links. If someone clicks a button, they need to go for docs or any links, an bar, or if they narrow down to puppy, they will get all the information about puppy. So this is what we need to do. So once we did this, we can able to create a good user interface. That's all. That's all for today's project. We have done with our custom API with the help of Node.js, Postman, MongoDB. The tools that we have used is the terminal is we are using the hyper terminal, and we integrated with Git Bash, MongoDB Compose, and Postman VS Code for our code editor. That's it. Okay. So basically, these all are the tools, and these all are the softwares that you need to work within the backend. And once you did this, that's all. Okay. So stay tuned for the next project. We will see how we can able to create with the help of this custom API, how we can able to create uh, an entire working application. See you in the next project. Thank you all. Thank you.